Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of nftwins. Today we have an episode for all those gym rats as well as for startup builders who just want to build a bootstrap, a company, and we'll give you a great example and how you might even be able to do it here in Europe. Mark, are you ready?
Hell yeah, my boy. Let's fucking go.
All right, Mark, what are we talking about today? Or let's start this way. How do you normally measure your body fat?
Well, at the gym, okay, there's multiple ways. So at the gym, we have this scale where you put stand on, and then you have these diodes, I think what's called, and you basically have an impulse of electricity going through your body. It's usually just the upper body. Sometimes also it comes from the bottom, so it's more accurate. But I think it's still not very accurate. It gives you roughly, and it's kind of at least it's decently stable in the sense if you take it 3 measurements at the same ball, 3 times directly after another, then it's decently almost the same, which means that you can guess that if it goes up, you go up in weight. If you take it after a month or lower, it's kind of stable in that sense. It's accurate.
Then there's of course other measurements, for example, the good old skin fold calipers. So basically what you do, you measure, there's certain measurements, for example, next to your chest, on your triceps, next to your belly button, as well as your quadriceps. So that's called just skin fold measurement with caliper.
Yeah, and that's like 3, 5, and I think 7.
7 points where you measure, and that accuracy can be between 3.5% and 5% plus minus. So there's like a bigger discrepancy. Of course, then we have other ones. For example, hydristic weighing. So it's
that's cool. That's a cool one.
Yeah, it's like basically you put yourself in a water tank and you submerge underwater and exhale as much air as possible from your lungs. And then they measure it, and then you can also measure it. But still, this is
how accurate is that? You know, how accurate this?
2%. So
okay.
So
it's a failure rate of 2%. Like 2% is the margin of error.
Yeah, exactly. It's a margin. So accuracy is 2% plus minus.
The accuracy is 98%. You mean?
Yes. Well, yeah. The accuracy is like the deviations are 2%. Let's put it this way.
Exactly.
And then the other one we have is the good old Dexa scan. Okay. So what is a Dexa scan? So basically, a Dexa scan is similar to an MRI, I guess. It scans your entire body, and it's very, very fast. And then it can just be a result. Okay, you have X amount of percentage. The accuracy is roughly 2.5% to 3%. Well, the discrepancy, let's put it this way. So it's like very, very accurate, and it's very fast. Because the other one with the caliper, it always depends on who does it, right? Because, for example, if you don't grab it correctly, it can be very inaccurate, right? So whereas a scan, you just lay down.
I've measured that like 2 times after each other, and I had a discrepancy of like 10-20% in the thickness of my skin. Yeah, just massive.
All right, Mark, I came across a company called BodySpec, which basically, because Dexa scans right now, you normally have to go to hospital or special clinics. But BodySpec, what they did, they bootstrap it in vans. So basically, they put in big vans, they put Dexa scans, and then they're just like all across big cities in the US, like San Francisco, anywhere you want to go, like where else, like New York, etc. And they just do it out of the van or LA, and then you can just book appointments. And Mark, how long do you think an appointment lasts, like for a Dexa scan?
Oh, honestly, like MRIs take forever. So if it's similar to an MRI, I'm guessing, I don't know, half an hour. It's a full body.
Well, that's what we think, right? But it's actually only 6 minutes. So
damn, that's fast.
They have time slots of 6 minutes. And then, they say you will be out under 13 minutes. But what you always, as you go to any doctor, you first have to fill out documents, right? So they want you to have like 5 minutes longer. But actually, the scanning is only a few minutes. It's very, very fast. Mark, what is the cost of an MRI?
I don't know. I'm guessing the MRI. Okay, what are you talking about? Getting the MRI done? It's for free because we live in Europe and we're insured. The machine, I think it's $1 million or a little bit, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Roughly. Let's see. Let's see what the price of it is. So, $500,000. Ooh, the entry level is 225,000, and the premium model is up to $500,000. Okay, which is crazy. Now, if you look at the Dexa scan, a Dexa scan the new machine costs you 50,000. And used, you can have it for 13,000, 14,000, which is very nice. A van, man, you can rent a van. So you don't really need that much money to actually
You know what
set
I was
this up.
thinking also is like how much what the fucking battery you need, or can you put this on
Oh yeah,
battery, or do
generator,
you need
right?
a
Yeah, probably you
generator or
need a
something?
generator, something like this, just so you need to, or you need to plug in
Electricity.
all the time. Yeah, but it's a valid point.
I
But
don't know. That's my point. I mean, I think it's
anyways,
super cool.
question
So,
mark. How
because what
much
is
do you
the
think is
biggest
the
idea?
Dex? So
Oh,
how much do you think is the Dexa scan if you go in Barcelona here? Because I looked it up.
okay. All right. So, I mean, I listened to a podcast as well about it. And I think sometimes, okay, first of all, in Portugal, that was one of the podcasts, you can't find them in private things. You have to go to hospitals. And then it costs like a few $100, I'm guessing.
So it's 97 euros in Barcelona for one study. It's 25 minutes. If you go twice, you get 190. So let's say it's 95 euros roughly, right? So $100.
Where is it, in the hospital or where?
It's in I don't know. It's called fake sat body scan. So I don't think it's a hospital. I think it's something.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Point is, on the other one, you're on body spec. It's only $39. And the best part is, like, on the other one, you have to make the effort to actually go to a place. Whereas with body spec, what is really, really smart, they just like partner up with gyms, or they could, are probably doing it. And then they park in the parking lot. And I'm like, hey, just why not after the gym, just book it and go there and scan
Convenience.
it. Life is all about convenience, and it's so fast, right? Because you don't need like a big description. You just need the results. You're like, okay, my body scan is this, and then you can just book it online for the next appointment. And you can do that here in Barcelona. Well, Barcelona might be a little bit harder because you don't have really parking lots in that case. But it would be a little bit further out. But you could have do it at the beach, right? You can say, hey,
yeah, exactly. There's still
scans.
a few gyms that have it. I mean, you can also park. There's always parking. I think you get special licenses for it, etc.
Yeah.
But that's super cool. I like the idea. So basically, the idea is, Lucas, to summarize this. So you're thinking, do a Semel brother thing. So these are the guys from German founders that actually copied a lot of things in Silicon Valley and then brought it over to Europe. And do that, just what they did, just for this business, huh?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't even consider this. I think in general, it's like a cool business. For example, like 900 I got junk or whatever it's called, right? So you just basically start with a car in the US with like just picking up trash, right? So that's like a business that somebody can do without having a lot of knowledge, right? Because you don't need a lot of tech knowledge to actually start it. And I think it's relatively low. You don't need a lot of not budget, but like starting money, right? So I think something it's very easy to start and can make a lot of money. That's why I think I put it in the category. I wouldn't like compare to the Sandler Brothers, where they can like copy Airbnb.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. It's not all right. That was a bad example, but you know what I was thinking about? This reminded me of the other idea that we already had with a van. You remember what it was?
No, tell me.
Escape rooms. No, escape rooms in vans, bro. Like in little buses. So I was thinking the same thing. Look,
but buses. That's not a van. Like imagine in a van, you feel like you're getting.
Okay, but I guess this is not going to put in a small van. This is not going to be in a small van. It's going to be in a Sprinter. You can't put this in a snorkel van. So talking about bigger ones, anyways. I think this is still the same idea. The escape room or this, it's super cool. It's something that you don't need a lot of capital for. Like 20 to 50K, depends, because Dexa can use, what do you say, 10 to 15K, you can buy one.
Well, used, yes. Also, exactly, I'm sure they have financing, right? Because I don't think you have to put down the 15K. Sure. Oh, Mark, I already know this episode is going to call it something about business ideas that you can start out of your van. So,
for those who get one that says free candy on the side, that's not a good business idea, guys. Don't sell candy out of a van, please.
Exactly. No, but the cool part is like, right, you can do, but it's different, of course, different target groups. The one, for example, with the escape rooms would be for companies, etc. Whereas if you're more into the fitness route, you can literally do it out of a van. So you can.
Well, I was thinking also that, look, the thing is, you think it's only for business. But the cool thing about the Dexa scan is you could also do that for businesses. Like think about it. For example, in Japan. In Japan, the employer has to pay extra fines if the employees are above a certain, I think, waist size or something, or weight. So if you do that same thing, you can offer them, hey guys, we do this Dexa scan once a year. You come around and do all this kind of stuff. which is kind of cool. Think about this now for Europe. You can do this also, be like, hey, for health benefits, we want to make sure, or you can be like, I'm sure the government will support in the future, make sure that people are healthier, promote this. So thereby you can apply this, and then the best way to get the people is at work, because everyone has to go to work.
Also, I just looked it up with Japan. So basically, once a year, every workplace in Japan, bring a team in of nurses and doctors to measure the waistline of adults between 40 and 74. If the measurements are above a certain level, the person is referred to counseling, and workplaces draw up health plans with employees to lose weight. So
They fucking
look
awesome.
at it, like, then you can just get. But man, we're not in Japan. We're in Europe.
But think about it,
like there.
The benefits you can have, because it tells you you're under muscled, you have too much fat, or because you look, we're technically overweight. We're technically overweight, but we have a lot of muscle. But because BMI is super, it just doesn't make sense for people that do.
It's
a lot
good
of
for the average person, but not if exactly if not. But then also like a really nice location directly at the beach. Imagine at Bogatel. Like, man, people just walk in there and you just like she's like, nice. Hey, scan your body or whatever, get your body fat. So I think it's has a really high potential, especially in the summer months when it's anyways warm and you're in and out very fast, and it's not that expensive, right? 30 to 40 euros is definitely affordable compared to the 97. And I think it's less about the money, it's more about
you sell supplements on the side.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Didn't even think about it. Just imagine you put like a creatine, and it's like, hey, if you want to lose,
or think about the creatine. Creatine is nice, but protein I wouldn't sell, because usually they take up too much space. Anything that's super small, like vitamins, minerals. Because think about it, it also measures bone density, right? So,
well, I'm not sure whether they do it actually. For example, I saw in the other one, in the FakeSat body scan, so they have a different package where they also measure bone density, and that's 45 minutes, and it's 150 euros, right? So I think they only focus on the fat mass than actually the bone density.
Well, I think it doesn't matter. You can be like, hey, you're over 60. If you're over 60 and a woman, then you most likely have lower like density in bones. I mean, that's what it is. That's just statistically. So you can say, okay, you're under muscled, then you have, hey, here's some supplements. Boom, there you go.
That's actually pretty smart. You can sell it on the side as just like, hey, up and get the vitamins done.
Easy. Look, you already have, like, think about it this way. You also have the community that come in, so then they want to do something about it, and they're probably going to ask questions. So after the questions, you're like, hey, this is what based on your results, we recommend this. You don't have to buy it from us. You can also say give recommendations. If you want, you can buy it from us. But if not, also good. You know what I mean? Don't sell it in their face, but like,
all right, now make it actionable. How would you market it, right? So I think we mentioned it before. A really smart way would be actually go to gyms, be like, hey guys, you have the audience. We will give you a discount, or you get actually a cut if you promote this in your gyms, or park in front of CrossFit gyms, etc. And then you can just offer it. Of course, if you're in cities with a beach, I think next to a beach is always nice with a sign, because people, man, if they're already there, why not just do it? I think it's also fun for men who are just like, I don't know, they're just guessing how much percentage somebody has. I think it's really cool. How about you, Mark? How would you market it?
Honestly, I would do the same, very similar. Maybe I would also go to bigger companies and do it there. So in gyms, I would talk to the owners, obviously. Then I would get a little banner that you can stand up, those ones, standing banners.
Yeah.
Put it in the entrance. But obviously, once you talk to them in the entrance, hey, here, just going to be here for, I don't know, in a week, just a Monday or Tuesday in that time, so that people can book whatever with the QR code, book, etc. online. And then I would probably I would try B2B businesses. And I'll probably reach out on LinkedIn as well. Gyms, easy walk-in. That's what I would start with. But later on, I would focus on that as well.
Yeah, I think it's
and then you can have, like, if you don't have anything else, you just park somewhere on the street, on the beach, and you stand your thing out, and people walk by. Anywhere where there's a lot of foot traffic. Let's put it this way. The only
question I have, like, does a generator last as much, right? So for battery, like, because it needs, and think about it, it's running all day.
Well, I think they usually probably get something. If it's a parking lot there, it probably gets entered like the electricity out of the building.
Mark, think about in the underground parking lot, you just stand in those charging stations for Tesla, whatever, and people just walk underground to.
That's a little bit sketchy, bro. I wouldn't do
It
that.
is super sketchy, but it just make me laugh. Just think about it. What are you doing here? I'm just, getting my Dexa scan here.
I think I would like the idea a lot. I think it's a super cool business. They scaled it up to 2 million or something, right?
Yeah,
Revenue.
2 million revenue in 2022. So, which is really, really interesting.
So I think it's a good idea. It's a great business. In worst case, look, you have the Dexa skin is not going to lose in the machine in
so
value that much.
They had 4,000 tests per month, 27 tests per day on average.
That's not that many, yeah.
27 tests, if you think about it.
Yeah, but they have like 15 vans.
No, per van. 27
tests. Per van.
27
per van.
tests
That's
per
fucking
van
tight.
per day.
That's a lot.
That is, think about just the logistics of it. If you have...
they can offer it for that cheap because they're so well
here, but let's say 27 times 6.
Yeah, but they have to, Lucas, they have to be timed everything very properly. So it's nice.
Oh, yeah.
Scheduling is good. They know exactly how it goes. Like, hey, you be punctual, otherwise sucks to be you.
You're out. Yeah, that's true.
I like it.
Yeah. All right, Mark, do you have anything else, or was this the episode? Oh, yeah, I got something. Ladies and gents, if you liked this episode, please feel free to subscribe on our YouTube channel, Insider Twins, because we had to change it. Anyways, or leave a comment right here in the comment section and share it with your friends. And of course, catch you in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.